If somebody has treated one of my friends badly, I will not hang out with you.
There are things that she has done for me that
you.
even so-called best friends, you understand, they've not
There's a
done that
place
for each other.
Sisterhood, and it's a place for friendship. Honestly, those are two different
Sometimes
rules.
give them space. Let them understand how valuable you are, and they are going to come back to you.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on the Truth and Tales podcast with your favorite host, Yemi and
Victoria.
Yay! We are back again for you guys. We are back with another interesting episode on friendship. If you guys remember, we said that we were going to be doing an episode on friendship every month because you guys know relationships are a very important part of our lives, and friendship is one of those important relationships. So today is the second episode on friendship, and we're going to be discussing different truths and tales on friendship. So yes, that's what we're going to do today. I know I've said that a lot. And Victoria is going to be reading out the truth or the tale for the day for us, and they're all going to be based on friendship. And we have one question from one of our subscribers. Actually, we're going to be discussing that in today's episode as well. It's on friendship, so we'll be discussing that. And yes, let's just get into it. We don't want to waste any more time because we know today's episode is going to be juicy. So Victoria, are you ready for us?
Yes, I am. Yes, thank you guys for joining us again. I'm really excited to share the tale, because I think this is a tale of someone's truth of today. So as Yemi has rightly said, this tale was actually sent by one of our subscribers, and she was asking of our opinion on, you know, a relationship she has, a relationship of friendship. Now it says, a person I consider my sister, not just a friend, has recently been passive aggressive with me. I told her previously that she should pick up the phone even if she doesn't feel like it. Even if it's to say she does not feel like it, that she should pick up the phone and say, I don't feel like talking to you. But she says that I just feel like it's a form of acknowledgement of the other person's efforts to reach out. She elevates her own problem above others and constantly turns conversation back to herself. Like Victoria, that's like me, she said, I love giving advice to others, but sometimes I just get heart sick. Tired, and I feel used too. I let her know this, but she flared up and started as usual elevating her problems. She ignored my calls, my messages. At this point, I am rethinking our friendship. What do you advise?
Okay.
Gang.
As in, this one is plenty.
Okay, so basically she's talking about this particular friend. Obviously this person is a very close friend of hers, because she said she considers her more than a friend, but more like a sister. However, you know, she doesn't pick up her call. It's more or less like she's the one putting a lot of effort into the relationship or the friendship. And it seems like whenever she speaks to this friend of hers, she's always coming with different problems and all of that. So obviously it seems like she's the one putting a lot of effort, you know, into the friendship. And whenever this lady, you know, seems to, you know, reach out to her, it's always because she's in need of something, in need of advice, always pouring out her problem, you know, to her. And obviously she was saying, based on what we're discussing in our last episode on friendship. By the way, if you have not watched that, you should watch that. We had a really interesting conversation on friendship. And she's saying that, just like I mentioned in the last video, that in as much as she loves to give advice, she loves to talk, you know, and help people, she also feels worn out. She feels used, you know, which was almost what I was also saying the other time. And when she tried to let this girl know that, hey, this is how I feel about our relationship. I feel like, you know, you are always coming to get from me. I feel used and exhausted. You know, the lady flared up. She won't pick her calls and whatever, because obviously she feels offended. So I think the first question I have on this is, does she have any right to feel offended? Like, if we are friends now, okay, Yemi? And every time I'm coming to you, I'm coming to dump my life problem on you, right? I'm coming to tell you, hey, this is what I'm going through every freaking time. Sorry, pardon my language. Every single time we talk, I'm always coming to dump my life problem on you. And, you know, and you open up to me to tell me, hey, listen, this is how I feel. I feel used and whatever. do I have any right, or if the case were reversed, do you have any right, or do I have any right to be upset? What do you think if you were in this lady's situation?
This one is plain to you, like I said. This one is plain to you, but I like this. I like the situation or the story because it's very realistic. It's actually very realistic, and I feel like I've been on both sides of the the till now. I feel like I've been on both sides. There's been a time in my life where I feel like I was the passive aggressive kind of friend, and there's also been a time where I was also the one that was worn out. I felt like worn out in the friendship. So I think, I can say something about it. So to answer your question first on whether it's she has the right to feel offended, I think she has the right to feel, like everybody has the right to feel whatever they want to feel now. It's your feelings. If you like be angry, if you like be sad, if you like be happy, like you have the right to feel whatever you feel. Is it valid? I'm not sure, but you just have the right to feel whatever you want to feel. And the other person is also entitled to her own feelings. So I think it's okay to feel offended or to feel upset about what the person said or whatever it is that the person makes you feel. It's okay to feel it, and it's even proper to feel it. But the issue there is, understanding that as much as you are feeling something, the other person is also feeling a type of way as well. And if you are actively involved in that friendship, it will get to a point that you'll be considerate of the other person. For example, now she's saying that she considers this person more than a sister. But does that person see you in that light?
You see?
The fact that you see her.
We discussed this in our last video. We discussed it.
Exactly.
The way you place the person in your heart is not necessarily the way they place you in their heart. Your best friend is another person's best friend.
That's it. That's the truth. That is it. That's the dynamics of life. So you may see her as this, my friend is closer than like a sister that is closer than a friend and blah, blah, blah. But she sees you as a friend. And I think that, I don't know, Shabo, something that I also think is that there's a difference, there's a place for sisterhood and there's a place for friendship. I know that, when a friend is like you like the friend so much, like she becomes like very closer than your sister. Honestly, those are two different rules. Those are two different rules. And coming from me, I think that we shouldn't make that mistake of combining those two roles in a person. And I know it's kind of like, well, for me, it scares me when somebody comes to me and tells me that you are like, our friendship has gotten to that point that you are now my sister. Like, it scares me, to be honest. I don't know.
Think it depends,
I used to be very.
It depends on the kind of relationship you have with the person.
I don't know. I just like friendship to be friendship. Even if you feel that way towards me, don't tell me. Don't say it. I just feel under pressure. That's why I said I've been on both sides of the spectrum before, so I can actually, but I don't want to go too deep into it. So because I want to hear your opinion first before I want you to share your opinion first before we now go into it and what I would advise her to do. But just on the surface level, now just start scratching it on the surface level. On the surface level, I think that what you consider her may not be what she considers you, and also everybody is at different levels in their lives. Both of you are at different levels in your life. She may be at that point that I'm not trying to justify what she's doing to you. I'm not trying to justify her behavior, her passive-aggressive behavior. It's not good. In fact, it's toxic. And like I said, that one will come to it later. But both of you just need to understand that both of you are probably at different levels in your life. You may be more matured than she is. You might have experiences that have made you more open-minded and more mature than she has had. She might not be more open. She might not be good in communicating. Because I remember when I exhibited signs of, in fact, when I saw these comments, I actually went to Google the definition of passive-aggressive because I don't want to assume that I know what the person is saying. And I'm actually wrong about it. And then I saw some signs that they gave some signs when just to define the term. And I was like, okay, maybe this was me at the time that I was at that point in my life when I was still opening up, I was still learning how to communicate. My friends at the time could say that maybe I was passive aggressive. My own was not to the extreme. My own was just that I always use the silent treatment. And it also depends on how you address me, how you talk to me. For example, she's saying that she's always asking the friend, pick up, talk to me. If you have a problem, just call me, just open up. You may be very good at communicating. She may not be that good at communicating. But then I understand your own case, because you also said that she's always trying to turn the conversation back to herself. That one is extreme case
actually,
of
I want us to discuss
passive aggressiveness.
That one,
that one is
in its own sense, because
yes.
Oh God.
That one is another level.
Yeah, I've experienced that too, in several ways too. But before we even get into that, there was something you said, and it's even amazing that, we are discussing friendship today. I didn't even know that, we end up doing this today, because yesterday I posted something on my Instagram, and it's because you mentioned something like sisterhood that made me remember what I posted. I was talking about some two friends in my life, and how we have grown to be beyond friends, and now we have sisters. Yeah. And I remember when we just started being friends, we were friends, we got to know each other in university, 2014, thereabouts. I remember when we first started, so we were three really close friends, like three of us were quite close. Two of them were staying together. I was the one living on my own. Eventually, but we were close in our own regard anyway, but I'm driving somewhere, okay? When you were talking about, knowing where people place you in your life, and I used to say these things to people that are close to me. I think I said it in a video. I was talking about toxic friendship in my channel. By the way, we both have our personal channels linked below, right? Yes, we are both individual YouTubers. Please subscribe to our channels, okay? Yemi's channel is Girl to Mom Life. Mine is Victoria Fash. So go and check us out and see what we're doing in our personal lives, okay? So, I remember when I wrote that post yesterday, I was just laughing because, a lot of people came to my DMs and say, oh, they are so lucky to have you as friends, what. And I remember that we have never been this close. In short, earlier this year, we still had a big fight between us. But the truth is, when we just started being friends, one of us, she has, what, when you're talking about, you consider a sister, but does she consider you that way? One of us actually had a best friend, okay? I remember the three of us, because we were in another country. Yes, the three of us, because we were in another country, we considered ourselves our best friend. But this particular one of us, okay, will constantly say, oh, my best friend in Lagos, oh, my best friend in this. Oh, I sometimes, honestly, it was getting pretty irritating rather, because we used to feel like, oh, yeah. And at a point, it was so bad that, I'm sure she won't mind me sharing this. There are times that she would want to do something. We'll get to realize that that's her best friend that is not even in the same country that we are, already knows about it before we even got to know about it. And I remember then it used to really annoy me, like really, really annoy me, because when I want to do something, even when the idea is when it's still a thought in my head, I've not even decided I'm going to pursue it, I will always share, with this person. I always open up to her and tell her this and that. But she would do stuff and, and then we talk and say, oh, my best friend. I'm like, can we hear what? We know we are not your best friend, you understand. But I got to realize, later, it took a while, but I got to realize that, you see, it's not because the person doesn't consider me a good friend or a close friend, or maybe I'm not the best friend. And see this thing with this best friend type, maybe we'll talk about that in a different video. This best friend thing, I used to say I have close friends that are like sisters, but we're talking about, I've never had a best friend in my life. Honestly, never ever. You will never ever help me open my mouth and say that this person is my best friend. I've never had one. Okay, I've had people that are very close to me. Yeah, I've had close friends. I've had, people that have become like sisters to me. Okay, like we are that close. But I don't understand what that best friend thing is. But anyways, later I got to realize that the sacrifices this girl, she did for me at certain points in my life. Of course, we have all been there for each other at various points. But there are things that she has done for me that even so-called best friends, you understand, they've not done that for each other. You understand? This is the same person that when I traveled, out, God, I feel like I'm making this topic too long. Maybe that's a story for another time. But everywhere I go, like at that point when we're just developing our friendship, we weren't that close, number one, because I wasn't living with them. But later, as we grew, I relocated back to Lagos. I was staying with her rent-free. Like, we hardly ever had, I don't think there was any day we were fighting with each other. Never. You understand? She was so accommodating. At the point, I even forgot that I'm a tenant in the house. It was almost like we were in the same house. You understand? So I am not her best friend, so to speak, and I'm putting it in quote.
Yeah.
But what we have is more than best friendship, whatever that is.
Yeah.
You understand? So all those jealousy and whatever I used to feel then, I got to realize that, see, I am more than even lucky to have this person in my life. You understand? Because in as much as I am not that person she shares everything with first,
yeah,
I am still the same person she shares things with when she needs certain advice in different ways. What am I trying to say here? This your friend might not be open about every certain part of her life the way you are open, you are an open book to her. But she maybe the person she opens to, like I said, this person will not come to me first when she has an idea for her own reason. Maybe this her best friend has a way of motivating her to pursue her goals that I don't have. You understand? But when she runs into trouble, when something is wrong, she calls on me and we have a discussion. When she's passing through a spiritual challenge and she needs someone to pray with, she will call me and we pray together. When I need help, she's always there for me. When I feel down spiritually, I can't pray, all I need to do is just to call her. She's going to charge my spiritual life up. You understand? So don't, like you said, and I really appreciate what you said. You are the one who consider her as sisterhood, but also consider where people place you in your life. Always do that, okay? You might not be the person she wants to open all her life to and all her world to, but you are the person, you are the shoulder she always comes to when she, to lean on, when she's down and everything. So when you understand where people place you in their lives, right? You will know how to better manage them. You will not have bitterness or resentment against them. Let me give, for instance, one of us, the three of us, right, had some challenges too. Recently, I could tell that she was passing through some challenges based on, sometimes we usually have like nights where we pray together. There was something she mentioned that made me realize that this person is passing through something. But I did not go and probe her. You mentioned something that she always asking her, pick up your call. I did not ask her anything. Because I know this person that if she wants to open up, she is going to open up to me. It was just a few days ago she called me and she poured her heart, and everything. And I was able to come in and help her. Sometimes people need space. The fact that they are not opening up to you now does not mean that they will not open up to you eventually. Maybe they are not ready. Maybe they are not in the frequency or they've not really processed the thoughts yet or processed what they are going through yet to be able to talk to you about it. So give them time. Let them come to you. See, you earn a lot of respect when you maintain your lane. You can call when you guys have conversations, you chat and everything. But when it comes to sharing their personal life and everything, even if you see the person going into a ditch like this, the person is entering, of course, unless, of course, it's something very serious, then definitely you should intervene. But if the person has chosen not to tell you about certain things that are going on, leave them. Let them get to that place by themselves, right? Let them reach out before you grab their hands and help them out. Sometimes you are reaching out your hand to help them, but they feel like they don't need your help at that moment. Or maybe they do need your help, but they've not gotten to that realization yet that they need your help. So let them be. Let them get to that process. Let them reach out to you first. Don't always, and I'm not saying this is all the time. I'm not saying this is all the time you always like act complacent, like you don't know what's happening. No. Okay? This, my friend, sometimes randomly I will just share maybe because I think, one of my friends or the people I mentor might be passing through something. I will just share sometime in my life that I've passed through something that I think they are passing through. I'm not saying they are passing through it, but I'm sharing it, saying that, hey, this is an open platform here. If you want to, this is it. You can also open up yourself and then we can have a conversation. And sometimes they do. Most times they do. Sometimes they don't, and I understand that they don't want to share, and they have their right not to want to share. You understand? So sometimes when you are constantly always probing and always talk to me, sometimes some people get weird. Like, why are you obsessed with me? Like, what's the problem? You understand? So I'm not saying that that is the person who asks the question, you have a problem or you are the problem. I'm just saying that sometimes people need space. You understand?
Yeah, you're right. What you said about pace, you're absolutely right. In fact, like I was saying the other time that, I've been on both sides and I realized that what the other friends, what happened in that situation was that my pace was actually different from their own pace. Like when I was in uni, when I don't communicate this much. I'm not confrontational even till now. I don't like confrontations till I got to marriage, till like I'm just learning how to communicate. I'm very friendly, I'm open, I can laugh or like if you are not my friend, like my close friend, you would hardly get to know this part of me that I don't communicate. I will talk, but I don't communicate, you know? So I had that problem. So my friends back then, they took a lot from me. Like, I don't know. I don't like confrontation. So if we had issues, if there's something they did to offend me, I'd rather keep quiet about it and allow it just pass. But they, on the other hand, these two ladies on the other hand, they like communicating. In fact, when both of them have issues, they will wake up in the middle of the night and you will see both of them talking about it. And I'm like, like, are you people not going to sleep? Like, what's all this? But for me, it's different.
That's
so when we have
like
issues like that, I don't even have time for that. Like, I'm not that kind of person. So when we have issues, I'd rather we allow it pass. And that was my style. So if they wanted to deal with me at the time, if we had, I remember there was one malice that we had. And because I kept quiet a lot, I replayed those situations. And the thing is that I'm not, and this is not even trying to be like I'm always right. I'm never at fault in that situation. Of course, everybody has a role to play in argument. But then I play out the scenario of our argument or the reason for, I play it over and over in my mind that I keep giving myself reasons why I'm not at fault, and why this situation happened. And then eventually I don't get to talk about it. All the communication is happening in my own head. So before I talk about it, while I'm communicating it in my head, I'm assuming that, okay, time will allow it pass. Okay, don't stress about it. Like, just allow it pass. That's what is going on in my own head. And the moment that other person is not acting normal, it feels like malice. It feels like we are fighting now. And I don't know how to talk first. I don't know how to be the first person to talk. So I just will get on like that until one day we get to talk. And I remember this particular arguments that we had, and she confronted me and was like, you did this, you did that. And the way she confronted me, it felt like an attack. And then when she attacked me and talked to me that way, I kept quiet the more, because I'm like, how dare you? Like, all the communication was in my head. I didn't say it out until she was tired and she was like, you know what, we have to talk about this. And when she sat me down, like, we have to talk about it. And I said, you called me that day and you were telling me this, you were saying that, and said we should talk. Am I a child? And then I poured out my mind. I really talked. And the thing about me is that when I'm very angry about a situation, that's why I like to keep quiet. I cry when I'm talking about it. And it's something that I'm trying to control. I don't like to cry in front of people.
It happens to me too all the time.
Yeah.
I don't like to talk when I'm angry.
Very angry. When I'm very angry, I would cry. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. So I get out, I don't say anything, and I replay it in my head. So I just want to get that cool. But then when I'm trying to get that cool, the other person doesn't understand that is what is happening with me, because I'm not communicating it in any way to that person. So the person just automatically assumes that, okay, I don't want to talk. And then eventually I just allow things pass. But she, on the other hand, she wants to talk. So the point I'm driving at is that we are at different pace. My friends at the time, they were at that point that they could communicate. But me, I was just learning to communicate. And it's also because of where I'm coming from, my own experience and everything. Their own experience has taught them that, okay, just share, just communicate. So both of us are on different pace, like what you said. So both of us are on different pace at the time. But now, the friends I make now, I don't have a problem communicating. So if they offend me, I'm like, I don't like this. And if there's anything and they talk to me about it, I understand. It doesn't mean I still don't have my own issues right now, but it's not the issues I used to have at that time. So my friends now may think that I open up, I communicate, I talk and all of that, but it wasn't the case for me back then. So you, as the friend now, you have to decide, do you want to continue this way? And also, just like you said, when you are communicating with that person, you have to choose your tone, you have to choose your frequency, you have to choose how you bring up the issue with this person, because except you don't value the friendship that much too. But if you value it, if as you said, the person is like a sister to you and you really want this friendship, then you also need to check your own tone of communicating with her? How are you making sure that she's at ease? You know, I say this thing that when someone is not communicating with you, the person don't feel safe enough to communicate with you. It's either you make the person feel safe enough to want to communicate more with you, or you just, you know, allow time to run its course. If you don't have the mental capacity to continue dealing with that kind of situation, you know, just do what's best for you too. At the same time, as much as we want to say that, okay, that person also needs time, but you also need to consider what is best for you in terms of your sanity. So if you cannot make the person feel safe enough to communicate with you, then just do what's best for you.
Yeah, do what's best for you. Have a conversation with the person, let her know that, hey, and I think the other thing that she said that I actually wanted us to just touch on before we move on was the fact that, you know, this person is always coming to pour a burden, and it's becoming a burden to her. And when she tried to approach the lady was like, oh, she got upset, she won't pick her calls and stuff like that. Personally, I don't think that the lady approached it the best way, not the asker of the question, our friend, rather.
Our friend,
I mean, I can imagine if a friend tells me that, hey, you're always, of course, there'll be that thing in my mind that wants me to shut down, right? And not to approach you with issues again, so that you not say that I'm exhausting you, or you're exhausted because of my problems, okay?
But this one,
it's normal, someone is going to get offended.
But you know that this one, she's always turning the situation around. That when this person, when the friend complains, she's always turning it around. That one has issues now.
Yeah, yeah. I know I do. My husband used to say that I do that thing sometimes. It's always gotta be about me. But you know, but that's actually not, it's not a recipe for a healthy relationship, okay? Especially healthy friendship. Everyone has their own issues they need to pour out. I remember that, you know, there was a friend that I used to have like that. And I didn't have to tell her, that's the thing. I didn't have to tell her that, listen, okay, this thing is becoming too much. I mean, you should be able to call me to say hi. And not that every time I see your call, you know, I am automatically thinking that you need something, you understand? So I noticed that, you know, she would just call me randomly to say hello and stuff like that. And I didn't need to tell her, you understand? But she just came to that realization by herself. And then she would tell me that, hey, babe, you know, I know that every time I call you, it's always about problems and this and that. And me, I really want to say, like, you know what, don't worry, you can always talk to me. Just that thing, just that approach of her coming to that realization, and even coming up front to them that, oh, babe, I understand that you might feel exhausted sometimes because I've been coming to you often, you know, but this is the issue, that this is why. I hope you are not offended. I would want to hear everything. Why? Because you have already, you know, you've shown that you consider my own feelings and my own thoughts and my own time, okay? So, I don't think you were wrong. And I'm speaking to the person who asked the question. I don't think you were wrong by telling her how you feel. But again, you cannot control people's reaction. If her reaction to you, after you told her how you feel about your problem and seeing the way, I mean, I want to believe your friendship is, if her reaction is to shut down and to cut you off, then I think you should give her time, okay? Give her time to process whatever she's feeling. Trust me, she's going to come back, okay? Doesn't mean that you should totally ignore her. Every once in a while, reach out to say, hello, how are you doing and stuff. You understand? But she's going to reach out, okay? But, I mean, there's nothing you can actually do if she decides not to talk to you, okay? You cannot control people's reaction. You cannot control people's action. And I know it can be frustrating, especially depending on, especially seeing that you see this person as a sister. So it can actually be a heartbreak. I know people always think that it's only relationships, like romantic relationship, where you get heartbreaks. Friendship heartbreaks is actually even worse than relationship heartbreaks most times, because friendship you've built for years, you've come to share intimate, you know, not intimate, but intimate, like deeper connection with this
intimate
person,
but not that kind of intimate.
Exactly, not sexually intimacy. So so when the person acts up and stuff, it will hurt you more, because you'll be like, I thought, you know, we have passed this and stuff like that. So I know it can be heartbreaking and all of that, but trust me, sometimes you need to let people be. You need to let them just be, okay? They will realize your value and they will come back to you. But if you are constantly going to her, you are not even giving her the opportunity to know the value of who you are to her, or the value of your friendship, because you are constantly reaching out. Sometimes give them space. Let them understand how valuable you are, and they are going to come back to you.
I like that. I like that. In fact, I like what you said. Allow people to see the value in you as a friend. Because I think that, you know, because she said that, I just want to address that quickly before we move on.
Yeah, sure.
She said that every time she talks to this friend, the friend always elevates her own problems, and she could make you feel like your own complaint is smaller, like your own vexation, like your own is not as much as her own problem. Like it's her own problem that is the biggest. And I think it's still how she sees you and how she sees the friendship. Sometimes some people see you as more privileged than them, that whenever you even complain about something small, they just don't have that capacity, and it's part of them not maturing enough. That friend is obviously not seeing the friendship the way you see it. And another thing is that she sees you as the privileged one. So when somebody sees you as like the privileged one, anything you say to her, except she has other deeper issues, except she has serious manipulative issues. You know, some people are very manipulative. They know how to use words to manipulate you. Those ones, they have serious issues. But then if it's just that, if it's something that she's just doing subconsciously, then she sees you as the privileged one, and it's always like, oh, you don't have problem. Now you're better off, you're this, you're that every time you complain, she'll find a way to shut down your problem. So what I would say is that, just as you said, allow her be and let her see the value in you. And also, while you are giving her space, if she's the only friend you also have, you know, you are saying that she has come to be like a sister to you, maybe she's the only friend you have, I would say that you should go and plug yourself to another friendship that you can get from. Plug yourself to another source that you can benefit from, because when somebody is constantly taking from you and you're not feeling yourself up, it's draining, it's exhausting. Find another circle of friends, or find another friend that can empower you, you know, in another area, so that even when you are giving out to people, you are not completely dry. You are connected to another source. Another friend is making you happy. Another friend is giving you the backup that you also need. Another friend is paying attention to you. While I was disturbing my friends at the time, they also had other friends that they go to and be like, what's wrong with this? And they'll be like, oh, give her time. And then, you know, something like that. So you also want to find other friends that you can plug yourself to. Don't make one person, oh, this best friend, my best friend, I cannot do without you. Don't give somebody that much.
Don't give me pressure.
It's stressful for both parties. It's stressful for both parties. I don't like that kind of pressure. It's stressful for both parties. You guys can be very close, intimate, you know, connect on a deeper level, but also have other people that you can cool off. I'm not saying you should use people low. I'm just saying that, you know, in a way that you can be not be drained. It's mentally draining when you have, you know, it's mentally draining. Just plug yourself to somebody else as you give her time to be herself, you know. So I'm just saying, at the point that she's already saying that she's rethinking the friendship, just give the friendship time and plug yourself somewhere else. Let everybody find value in each other. Let it be a mutual something. So I think we can go to the next.
We discussed in our last friendship series where we're talking about, you know, different types of friends. I remember I said that there are certain friends that I go to when I need motivation. There are others I go to when I just need a good time. Others I go to when I'm passing through something and I need a prayer partner. So, you know, and I'm sure you are a kind of friend to other people. So it's not like you're necessarily using them, or you just have people. Sometimes you just need a friend just to be there, not for you to be able to discuss serious things. You understand? So anyways,
it's
so
a circle. It's a circle of friendship. As you have somebody that is using you for gist, somebody else is using them for financial advice. It's just a circle. So nobody's using anybody.
Okay, so the next question, we'll try to go over this quickly, was talking about, so she said, my good friend hangs out with a group of people who have treated me badly. Should I stop being friends with my friend? So this is a situation of the enemy of my friend. So what do you do in that kind of a situation? I know I've been in a situation where, you know, it's like a triangle friendship, especially when you're three and two of them start to have issues. And then you are forced to take sides. You understand? Usually, right, when I am in that situation, I try to, when you know, I notice that two people are fighting and stuff, I am friends with the two of them. Like, I don't know how to make enemies, especially if the person was my friend before I met you, okay? And it also depends on what the person did. The person slept with your husband. The person took a contract that belongs to you. You know, there are some shared wickedness in high places. Some wickedness that I will not want to be associated with, okay? But that the person step on your toes once, or you don't like you just, you know, there are people that they just people and they just don't like them. You know, it's not like the person offended you, but maybe the way the person carried themselves or stuff. And because I know I have been a victim of that, right? Where I came into a new environment, and one person just did not like me for her own. I just don't know why. We've never never had any altercation, never had any issues, but she just doesn't like my person. It's like when she sees me, she gets upset, okay? And then she has close friends around, so she influenced them and they all stopped talking to me. I never offended them. I've never spoken to them. But they just, ostracized me, and I felt really bad. I remember I was like, and that was a setting that I needed to go often for a period of time. So I feel really, every time I go there, I feel demoralized. And I felt really, really bad because you guys have not even taken your time to even get to know who I am. You took what one person or how one person felt about me, and because of that, you started to treat me badly, and you don't even know me. But obviously, this person has a lot of influence on them. She's a very lovable person.
Like a clique
surprisingly.
thing. All those
people
clique
like
friendship.
her. Yes, and she's a person that, exactly. And she's a person that you don't want to be in her bad books, you understand? So she was easily able to, I don't know what she said to them, Eventually, because of her hatred for me, we had a few altercations, maybe once or twice, you understand, that she blew out of proportions. And, it was just really bad that even if we had a problem, right? You don't know my side of the story. You don't know what she did to me. You don't know how I reacted, even if that was the situation. But you took one side of the narrative and you decided to treat me badly because of how one person saw me. I really felt bad throughout my stay in that particular environment. I could not just wait to leave, you understand? So, and I remember how, and it was a place I needed to go every time. So I remember I would go there and sometimes I feel like crying because I felt isolated. And again, I was not within friends or family. Yeah. So it was just a lot. It was a very testing time for me. That was when I realized that I can never do this to somebody. I won't, because you are my friend, you have an issue with somebody. I've not heard from the person's side. Yeah. And it's something that sometimes it's not like the person offended you or the person didn't do anything big to you. You just don't like the person and you're acting badly towards. I will now join you in your clique and be acting badly towards someone that has not offended me. I will never do that, trust me. Unless the person committed a grave offense, killed your brother, killed your sister, took your husband, slept with your boyfriend. All those ones I understand. But that's you just don't like a person, and I'm supposed to not like the person too because I am your friend. Sister, count me out of that. I am not gonna do it, okay? Not gonna happen. I don't know. What's your take on it?
For me, it's actually interesting because I've just found myself in clique friendship. For some reason, I've always found myself in clique friendship, either a group of 3 or group of 4 or whatever. I've always found myself in clique friendship. And the thing is, I don't know, Sha, for me, let me look at the truth again. The person said, okay, my good friend hangs out with a group of people who have treated me badly. Okay, for me, if somebody has treated one of my friends badly, I will not hang out with you. I'm not going to hang out with you. It depends. It depends, right? It depends.
Yeah.
But just like you said, like somebody snatched your boyfriend, somebody did that. I would probably not talk to you. I will not talk to you, especially if my friend is there. Like in places that my friend is there. Even if I want to hear from your own side, it will be on a neutral ground. Like my friend will not even be there at all. Yeah. I'll just see you on the street and you'll be like, like you now, what for you? You did this to her. And then I can hear from your own side. But then I'll just find a way to manage the situation and make sure that with my friends, because my clique of friends, my circle of friends, we always try as much as possible to make our friendship a safe place for all of us. So if somebody is having issues with another person, you don't want to go and be friends with that person. At least apply some kind of, let that person feel like they are priority. You
have loyalty, yeah.
Yes, you have loyalty to them. So even if you're going to do that, at least the person should see that you are trying. Like, I'm trying my best. Like, that one is just always, like, it's supposed to be there. But there are cases also that there's nothing you can do about it. You cannot, like, you just have to still talk to this person. I remember that there's been times that my friends would have other friends. I don't have a problem with them having other friends, but there are some of their friends that I don't like. At first seeing them like this, I just don't like them. I just don't like them. And I don't say it immediately that I don't like this person. And the thing is that I'm quick to see things that people don't ordinarily see. Because when I meet somebody at first, I'm just looking out for things. It's not like I'm intentionally doing it. It just happens that way, that things that person says, the things that I tend to know you by the things that you're not saying, the things that you're not consciously saying, the things that you're just acting out of, and I tend to pick things from what people are like. I don't know how to put it. Like, I can pick signals that people are not emitting. So when I see the friends of my friends, before they start to, I can already tell that this person is lying. Oh, this person is just pretending. Oh, this person, and I know, and immediately I don't like the person, but I don't say it. I'll just be laughing. I remember there's a particular friend of my friend that is coming to my mind right now, and the person I just don't like the person because of the funny behavior. So maybe when we are gisting and my friend bring up that person, I'm like, this your friend is funny. I don't really like her. And I'm like, she's cool, she's that. I'm like, okay. They continue to hang out. Not like the person has done anything to harm me in any way. I just don't like the person because of... So I don't go and pour it on my friend like, I don't like this person. Don't stop hanging out with her. Don't do it. Or try to manipulate or influence. No. I won't do it that way. Then over time, my friends eventually see it. And over time, it's just like, okay, how do you see this thing? Like, they call me Okwe, so my full name is Okwe Yemi. So they'll be like, how is it that you always see these things ahead of time, and you always warn us about it? And I'm just like, yeah, it's just a thing with me, because anyway, so I don't just go and point on them and like, okay, don't talk to this person, don't talk to this person. And when it's the case that somebody else has even done something like really, I remember there was somebody that offended me that all my friends, they backed me like, we're not talking to this. Like, the matter even became like, even when I started to talk to the person, they could not even like, problem. They cannot.
You see, that's the problem I have. That's the problem I have with inheriting your friend's enemy.
Yes.
Because we're enemies today doesn't mean we cannot be friends tomorrow.
Exactly.
Now, for instance, these people that treated me that way, if tomorrow they need my help, the truth is that, of course, I'm going to help them because I'm a Christian, but will I want to help them? It's going to take a lot of convincing, okay? Maybe normally, if this never happened, I will not even think twice, but I will have to think and pray and have to listen to convince me to be able to help them. No, because the truth is that I would always, you never did anything to offend me, that's the truth. We never had any issues, but you just did not. You were not friendly towards me because of what someone told you. And then you mentioned something about, loyalty, to your friends and everything. And I understand that. I mean, I would imagine if someone actually did something bad, that's why I said it depends on what the person did, right? If it is something that someone would do to me and I would not talk to them, if it is something that someone, if it's a kind of attitude that I don't want around my own friends, there is no reason for me to go and be in a friendship with that kind of a person. I am also a very good judge of character. Literally, I can see a person and, I just know that this person is not genuine and stuff. But sometimes, to be honest, appearance is just can be very deceptive. Hey, God, what's wrong with my English these days?
It's part of it.
Honestly, most people, when they see me in first glance, and the same thing with my husband, if you see my husband in the first glance, you think he's a very arrogant person. But my husband is the most down-to-earth person ever. All his cousins and whatever, it was when we got married, or when we started dating, most of them got to know me and they started being free with my husband. They realized, in short, one of his cousins was saying that, I never knew you were this jovial. Like, where have you been hiding this side of you? Not everybody has that pleasant first appearance. Let me give you an example. These 3 friends I was talking about, one of them never liked me. Like, she hated me for no reason. She just did not like me, okay? So when I was always coming to meet her roommate, who is a third person in our friendship, she was always upset, okay? She was always upset at me. Now, me and this lady, we are closer than she and that her roommates, were. Initially, because she took her time and got to know me, and she realized that, the impression I had about her was not even it at all. So sometimes you might think, someone that sees me, if you see me outside normally, you would think that I am arrogant, not because I carry myself. Usually, I usually have a smile on my face, but I don't like, I don't know how to approach people. I always say there are 2 kinds of people that come. When there are 2 kinds of people, the people who walk into the room and say, there you are, oh, there you are, hi, what's up? And the people who walk into the room and say, here I am, you understand? I am the second part. I would not walk into a room, and even if I know you before, because I'm scared, and it's not because I am proud. I'm scared of embarrassment, and I am a very shy person. If you know me, you will know that I am very shy. Like, I don't like embarrassment in my life. So if I mistakenly wave at you, and then you look at me that, do I know this person or not? like, honestly, I'm going to do as if I'm waving at somebody else, not you. Like, that is how much I don't like embarrassment for myself. So because of that, when I enter a room, I try to go and sit at the back, use my phone and stuff. But for some reason, people usually gravitate towards me. I've always known that as a gift since I was a child. No matter how quietly I go and sit somewhere, someone will come and walk up to me. And then you get to know me and we smile. I'll be like, you're so funny and everything. But why were you behaving like that? You didn't get to know me. You didn't give me a chance. You judged me just by what you saw or what you've heard about me. You understand? Or by your experience, so to speak. But sometimes looks and appearance can be very deceptive. And sometimes it's not even that the look is apparent. The person might be having a bad day. That particular day you met the person, it might just be a very bad day for the person. And you judge the person based on that one encounter. So, but you get to know the person and realize that so many friends I've got to meet, my friends I'm telling you, the reason why she didn't like me, because when we're in the university, when I stand up from my chair, I usually drag my feet on the floor. And she says that then I used to, then I was always asking questions in class, and it was annoying to her, like, why can't I just shut up? Because very, very random things. And those are the things that she loves me for now. She loves that we can have conversations for a long time and gist and talk and whatever. And this is the same thing that she did not like me for, you understand? So I always say, don't be too quick to judge people. But back to this particular question, what did the person do, okay? If the person actually, and of course, I trust my friend that she would not lie. I mean, for you to be my friend, it means that, you have some certain standard in terms of character and the rest of it that I can vouch for that. If you tell me this person actually treated you badly, it means the person actually treated you badly. Okay? Yeah. But if you are that friend that everybody treats you badly, or you are that friend, there are people like that, but I've had friends like that everybody, any little thing you do to her, she's going to make it big and exaggerate it. Trust me. She tells me that this person is bad. I'll go and confirm by myself. She tells me, like, because I know. It's not like she's lying, though. It's not like she's lying, though. But that small thing that person did for her, she will make it look like the person did big thing. You understand? So know your friends, okay? Know their character and all. Before I can tell you that I can never even tell a friend don't talk. I can never ever say don't talk to this person, okay? If you even choose to do in solidarity with me and not talk to her, I will tell you, go, and this is what she did to me. If you're free with her, don't ostracize her or don't be upset with her on my account. Now, me, she offend. It's not a combined offense, okay? Of course, there are friends like that I want to stand in solidarity with, but I think age and experience, maybe not age, I'm still a baby girl. Maybe experience, life's experience, you understand? And the kind of people I've had to encounter has got to, they've changed my orientation about, just being enemies with people. Because the two of you are not friends, it doesn't mean that we cannot talk once in a while. It doesn't mean I can't learn from her. If tomorrow I meet her in the future, or she's my destiny helper, I'll not say because one of my friends is upset with her, meet her. No, sister, please. Don't let us.
I think, I get what you're saying. And I think one thing about relationship with people in general, friends, just your people you meet on every day, I think it boils down to maturity. Being I don't want to use emotional intelligence, kind of is heavy and carries a lot of meaning, but it's just a matter of maturity and being intelligent or wise or something like that, there's no black and white with these things, there is not like one way fit all. It's just in each circumstances, with each situation, you will just know how to handle it. Because just something you said about, because you people are enemies today doesn't mean you can't be friends tomorrow. And that's the truth. Because most people that I don't talk to, even if they're from my friends or me personally, they're not my enemy. They're not like my enemy that I wish you bad or anything. Like, nobody has offended me that I may not want to talk to you again because I am protecting my own sanity and my own peace. But it doesn't mean that you are my enemy, that tomorrow if something happens and I'm just protecting my own sanity and my own well-being, I'm protecting my own space. Because there are times, I just want to put that relationship, friendship, everything requires maturity. When you choose somebody, you have friends that you both are like-minded, it's easier for you people to understand when your friend decide not to hang out with somebody. You will understand that, okay, this person must have done something. You would, just like you said, that you already know your friend, somebody that when she's when she has an issue, she kind of, make a drama out of it. Well, you already know her because you have chosen her as a friend. It's not somebody that you are just calling yourself friends. You know her, right? So it's important that, you choose your friends so that in this kind of situation, it's easier for you to be matured about it. It's easier for your friends to be matured about your own decisions, and you know, they can accept your decision on whatever you decide when it comes to your own personal decision, because you are friends with somebody does not mean that you don't have your own personal decisions to make because we are in this friendship. No, you also have your own personal decisions to make, and if you decide to talk to people, they should be matured enough to handle it. But it's easier when you guys are like-minded, you share the same mind and everything. So okay guys, so that's what we have for you on today's episode on friendship. We hope you really enjoyed the conversation. This is where we are going to end the conversation for today. And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, and please check out the previous episode on friendship and all the other episodes that we have on the channel. Trust me, they are interesting conversations, interesting tales, interesting too. If you have any question for us, please leave them in the comments. If you have anything to add, leave them in the comments. If you are not comfortable sharing with us in the comments, you can follow us on Instagram, Truthandtalespodcast, on Instagram, Victoria Fash, on Instagram, Girl to Mom Life on Instagram. All the details will be in the description box. You can send us a DM. Whatever format that you're comfortable with, it's fine with us, okay? So don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next episode on the podcast. Victoria could not join this. Something happened with the audio. We had a little break in transmission, technical issues, okay? So anyways, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye. Yeah, say bye-bye to your people.